Hey, also today we will be discussing about pulp calcification. It is of two types, that is diffuse calcification, or it can be in the form of stones, that is pulp stones. Now the diffuse calcification is basically a degenerative process. That's why we call it as calcific degeneration. Now this calcific degeneration or diffuse calcification will resemble the calcification which will happen in other body parts or other tissues. Similarly, so it is basically an amorphous or unorganized mass having linear strands, or it may be present in the form of columns, which is present along with the blood vessels, or you can say the nerves of the pulp. It is most commonly seen in the root canals. Now we will be discussing about pulp stones. Pulp stones are also known as denticles, and these denticles can be true or false depending upon their structure. The pulp stones, whether they are true or false, both of them are the localized masses of the calcified material, which is opposite to that of the diffuse calcification. Now, the true denticles can be differentiated from the false denticles depending upon their structure. Now, the true denticle will have a dentine kind of a structure. It means they will have a tubular structure which resembles the dentine more precisely with that of the secondary dentine, because they have fewer tubules and are irregular in nature, whereas the false denticles have a different type of structure, but there are no dentinal tubules, therefore they don't resemble any dentine, any type of dentine. The false denticles are made up of a central nidus, and at periphery there are concentric layers or lamellae. Now the nidus is composed of cells which are unidentified, which are present at the center of the stone, or you can say the false denticle, and the concentric layers or lamellae, which are made up of reticular fibers, are present at the periphery. Now the denticles, whether they are true or false, can be free or attached depending upon whether they are present entirely within the pulpal tissue and not attached to any other wall or any other structure. And attached one means it is attached to the tooth structure, or you can say the dentinal walls. Now the attached denticle is more common. Why? Because in one plane a denticle or a pulp stone may appear free, but in another plane, or you can say whether when we will have a 3D view, it will appear to be attached, right? Now the false denticles can also be free or attached. Now in free one, what will happen? The calcification will continue, due to which the free denticle now will become attached, which is attached to the dentinal wall. After that, the denticle, or you can say the pulp stone, is surrounded by the secondary dentine. Now it is known as interstitial denticle, or you can say embedded pulp stone. Now the true denticles are smaller in size, whereas false denticles are larger than the true denticle, and it may fill the entire pulp chamber. Now the etiology of pulp calcification. So there is as such no correlation with any pulpal irritation, trauma or caries, etc. It is seen also in the unerupted teeth. But the pulp stone, when it was cultured, there was a pure growth of streptococci, which is basically a microorganism and may be considered as a reason of pulp calcification. Now the mechanism of the formation of pulp stone. So due to any local metabolic dysfunction, what will happen? There will be hyalinization of the injured cells. Basically a degenerative process is happening, a pathological process it is. And after that there will be fibrosis of that structure, fibrosis of those injured cells, that will result in mineralization, or you can say the calcification of that structure. And there will be a nidus formation where all the microorganisms can rely, right? And therefore there will be a formation of the pulp stone. Similarly with the trauma will, what it will do, it will damage our blood vessels, which will cause thrombosis or vessel wall damage. Basically vascular damage will take place. Later on there will be a mineralization, and after that pulp stone will be formed. Lastly, the clinical significance. Now the pulp calcification is such a coincidental finding, there is no such clinical significance, but in fewer individuals we have seen that the pulp stone is a cause of pain, which may vary from mild pulpal neuralgia to severe excruciating pain, similar to that of the uh, trigeminal neuralgia, right? Now the pulp calcification or the pulp stone may hamper the instrumentation during the root canal therapy or RCT, right? So it is very difficult to operate in such tooth structures. So this was all about pulp calcification. Thanks for watching.